Hi, Peter Boyles, of course, one time the morning show host on 710 KNUS and continuing to work for 710 in Salem. I do voiceover work and we do the shoot that's up on YouTube and do some other work here, do some editorial work. And I oftentimes get a chance to do this. Now, in our business, we have people that are sponsors, underwriters, and they become friends. This is a great friend, and it's a pleasure for me to have him here. Everyone hears his name, everybody knows the name of the company, nobody knows what you look like. This is Dave Nestor, and it's Urban Lights. And people think we're related.
I guess there's enough gray in glasses between the two of us that we look maybe a little bit alike. A little bit of a stretch, but that's okay. I'll go with that.
There's a DNA bump. Where'd you grow up?
Grew up in Denver. I was born in Denver. Eventually moved to Lakewood, and spent all of my years here. Raised our family here, and so it's been a long time.
Where'd you go to college? Where'd you go to school?
I graduated from University of Denver, and then got married just out of school, and kind of figuring out where I was going to go with education and graduate school and all that kind of thing. So I started out as a theater major. So I had a lot of fun with theater, and then I decided I probably needed to study something that was going to take me into a profession of some sort. So I ended up majoring in psychology and minoring in political science.
There you are.
And that was perfect for going into business.
Of course.
The psychology, the political science, it was a great combo.
And you mentioned grad school. Did you go to grad school?
I didn't make it. I got waylaid going into business. I started working for my dad as I was in the summer between graduating and going into grad school. And he owned an electrical supply house in town.
Wow.
Grew up with that. He was real successful at it. And I was helping him out and looked around the marketplace a little bit and said, Dad, there's all these electrical supply houses in town, but there's only 2 lighting places in town.
Yeah.
I thought, wouldn't that be interesting to see if we couldn't maybe start up a lighting division? And that's how that all started.
What's the great line? Find a need and fill it. And if you do it right, they do beat a path to your door, which is true with Urban Lights. I mean, a better mousetrap. So when did you open the first Urban Lights, or first lighting store?
First lighting store was in 1976. We were really successful there. My dad was actually a part of getting that business started for me. And 5 years into it, he said, you know, I really love you, and I'd like to continue loving you. So you know what? I'd like to have you take this business and kind of do it on your own.
When did you move to the big location?
So we moved in 2001, and it was a big move. But an exciting one, and it gave us an opportunity to do not just the residential decorative lighting that we specialize in today, but it also gave us an opportunity to do some tenant finish, commercial type lighting, and that turned out to be a good couple of years.
I've been in that store so many times, and the cool thing about it is you say there's salespeople, but they're really not salespeople. They're like decorators. And I've been around a couple of your different people that do different things. I have mostly everything in the house is Dave's Lights, but people come and go, man, that's cool. And I've said this, last time we were in there, it was snowing. My grandson was with me, and my son and my daughter were all there together. And I'm really ADD. I mean, I really am, and which allows me to do radio or this kind of stuff. You can do 25 things at once, but don't walk into Urban Lights. He goes, these lights are like, and you're just drawn, and I don't know how you put that together. I have no idea. It's an amusement park.
You know, we talk about it as candy for the eye. It really, really kind of is a fun experience. But it is as much fun for us as it is for our customers.
Has to be.
Because it's always changing. The styles are always changing. When we moved to this location in 2001, we were there for 4 years, decided to go off and leave the business for 5 years.
I know you did.
And then it was coming back into the business in 2010 at a not so great time.
Yeah.
And decided to get back into the business and rebrand it at that point as Urban Lights.
Yep.
So Peter, as you asked, how long have we been Urban Lights? Technically, it's only been 11 years.
Prior to that, what were you?
Prior to that, we were called Foothills Lighting.
Well, no, that's right. Yeah.
And we were in the foothills. We were in Lakewood. And so that made sense. And it was a nice transition to be in the city and change our name to Urban Lights. So it was a great opportunity.
This is Dave Nestor, everybody. I got to tell you something for real. Even if it's like a field trip, go walk in there. And I don't know how you do it. I know you got some great buyers. I know you got some folks that, are so over the moon knowing about what they're doing. But it is spectacular. It really is. I mean, I don't know how you do it. I mean, it's like, I get overwhelmed by the variety, and you can walk into different sections and you see, and then you'll change the whole thing. I'll be in there 6 months later, that isn't there anymore.
Yeah.
That's gone.
Yeah, it changes so quickly.
Yeah.
And I really think that's our obligation as a showroom, to be able to keep the looks fresh, to keep them visible. You know, it's tough enough, and we don't always do it as well as I'd like, but you know, we tend to look a little like a lighting jungle sometimes when you get in there. And so the real challenge for us is to give those fixtures enough room to breathe. It's like a good bottle of wine. They got to have some room to spread out, so you can really appreciate what's going on there.
I bought a gold skull. I have a thing about skulls. So I'm walking through there, and there's a gold skull. And I'm going, a gold skull. So I forget the woman's name. She was absolutely delightful. I said, I want to buy the gold skull. And they sold me the gold skull. I have a baseball hat on it. It's
great.
It's in my bedroom with a baseball hat on.
You know, ever since you told me that story,
that's
Peter,
true.
Yeah, ever since you told me the story, I put a little placard now by that gold skull, and there's Peter's skull. It's great. It looks.
Give the address, and I urge you, folks, really, just park and walk in. Give the address 7 days a week.
7 days a week, 1393 South Santa Fe Drive. Between Florida and Mississippi.
And you can get at it
right across the street from the Overland Golf Course.
And you can get at it from both sides. So
you can do that.
You are the best.
Thanks
Thank
so
you,
much.
sir. Everybody, I loved it. Take care of yourself.